What's up, YouTube? Ian Sandusky back here again for Let's Machine. Today on Shop Talk, we're going to be talking about why the race to the bottom hurts everyone. As you know, if you've watched many of my videos before, or you know me personally, I'm a big fan of North American manufacturing. I'm very excited that it's starting to come back. I think there's a lot of potential for it to come back to its former glory. That being said, I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done by everybody in the industry in order to make that a reality. When we look at why North American manufacturing, at least one very simplified version of it, got so decimated, is that back in the late 1990s, early 1990s really, and early 2000s, everybody was only caught up on price. All the big manufacturers wanted to manufacture parts as cheaply as possible, regardless of the quality. I don't think anybody was particularly naive about the quality coming out of Asia or overseas at that point. I think everybody knew it was garbage. But the price was too good to say no to. When you can get parts literally for pennies on the dollar, you'll accept that there's going to be some lead time while you get those shops up to your manufacturing quality overseas. I don't think anybody had any illusions about the fact that the work was going to be a bit garbage. But when it comes to money, a lot of these big guys went anyway. What happened? That completely destroyed North American manufacturing. Unless you were a very specialized industry, a huge industry that kept some of your stuff here, a lot of these shops closed. Even around here, around me personally, in the Toronto area of Canada, tons of shops closed and never came back. It became cheaper. We used to be a tool and die shop back in the day. We're mainly just CNC manufacturing now, but at a certain point, it became cheaper to buy a complete die set from Asia, all welded together in garbage, bring it back here and spend $50,000 making it work. That whole process was cheaper than getting someone like our shop to make it here. That just goes to show how crazy it got at one point. We are, however, seeing a lot of work coming back. I feel like a lot of pride now is being taken in manufacturing things in North America on behalf of everybody involved in the industry. People want to buy American or North American or Western civilization, whatever you want to call it. Parts made in France, parts made in England, whatever. Parts not made in third world conditions that doesn't help anybody in that scenario. I think a lot of stuff is coming back. So we have an opportunity now to rebuild manufacturing. The problem we're getting into is, once again, it's a race to the bottom. I know some shops out in Kitchener-Waterloo that I've had gone to look to subcontracts and work out to, and their shop rate right now to me is $30 to $40 an hour. $30 to $40 an hour. $30 to $40 an hour used to be what a journeyman machinist could make, personally, let alone a shop rate. It's absolutely ridiculous. I feel like this is becoming a problem in the industry, and it's hurting everybody. The reason it's hurting everybody is it creates completely unrealistic expectations for people as they're coming back into North American manufacturing. I've had a lot of people come to my shop to get quotes on manufacturing short to medium runs of things, and they get sticker shock when I tell them the rate, because they're used to getting quotes from companies like these. The problem is shops are charging $30 to $40 an hour. If you're charging $30 to $40 an hour, what kind of machines are you making this stuff on? What kind of accuracy are you holding to? What kind of staff are getting paid under $20 an hour? How experienced are those guys going to be? Essentially, now we're competing against the same kind of problems we had when things were sent overseas. We're competing against those problems locally again now, because I don't know if some of those companies have moved over here or maybe poached some of those staff from overseas. I'll leave that up to you. I don't really know what the circumstances involving that, and I'm not going to infer anything in that. Keeping your standards high in terms of when you price things out is completely and utterly important, not only to you, but to the industry. Like I talked about in a previous Shop Talk, the 80-20 rule, where you're going to find that 20% that's going to make you money. You got to remember that there's a lot of people out there that still just want pricing as low as possible. If you work to appease those people, not only are you going to make no money in your shop and probably potentially lose money on that work, you're hurting everybody else in the industry as well. I think it's extremely important that if you have a shop rate of $60 or $100 or $120, I don't know what your machines are, I don't know what your industry is. I think it's completely and utterly essential that if that is your rate, you stick to that rate and you make sure you're making that rate. Not only will that make you more money, but it's going to keep everybody making the right amount of money. Don't get greedy. There's no sense in doing that. But if you're racing to the bottom and everybody's making less money, what are we going to have? We're going to have the same problem that Asia had, where all our standards are getting lower and lower and lower. Tolerances are going lower and lower and lower as everybody's just trying to hit bottom. Keep each other competitive. Don't get complacent. Find new ways to make your programs faster, to save, your customers money, give them price reductions. But don't be in this constant rush to make things as cheap as possible, because it's gonna get us in the same problem we were in, or maybe 10 years ago, except now we're gonna be going against the same people that we're supposed to be working alongside of. Okay? Just my opinion. In conclusion, let's stop this race to the bottom. Develop some standards, stick to them. I think it'll help everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you like this video, I know I don't know if you guys love the Shop Talk videos. They seem to get good reviews. But make sure you like and subscribe below. Leave me a comment if you have any opinions on this. Share this to your friends if you like. Let's get the message out. Thanks for watching, guys. You take care.